Okay, so now I have my handheld camera, the G5X. I'm going to get some more video in here. Probably have some different lighting conditions too. Now here again is looking north. We're getting a little better lighting on the west side. Let's look at the mountains over here. So there are mountain bighorns. That's what they are, is mountain bighorn sheep. I don't want to go too close. There's that dead tree in there. Looks pretty cool. There's Keeley. I'm not really so much in danger of going over the edge here because I'm about 15 feet. That's the bighorn sheep, what you would call scat. We call it something else, but it's biologically they call it scat. Then I don't know what plants these are, but they got some pretty sharp spines on them, and I don't really want to run into them. But they're basically in a desert environment. This is what the top of this area looks like. And I was mentioning footing. I'm not so concerned about going over the edge because I'm not getting that close. It's just the rocks are really loose here. And it's easy to slip. Oh, there's that dead tree out there. That looks so interesting. One of them. There's one right below here. I asked Keeley if she got a picture of me when I was about 10 feet from the edge of that cliff, and she just said, "I sure did, Bruce." So two of my favorite YouTube people, or they're on the YouTube channels, Adam the Woo would be one of them. And you would say, "Shall you come up here?" And of course he would say, "Shall you?" And then there's another one, RVer TV. He goes all over the country in his van. And he would probably say, "Come up here and check it out." But now we got some sunlight that's changing, and we're starting to see some more detail, especially on the other side of the canyon. And here again, I'm near the horseshoe bend. That would be Devil Canyon up there. And here's the main bend. I don't want to get out beyond the guardrail. I want to be silly. But again, I just can't get over how spectacular this is in here. Southern Montana and northern Wyoming. Here is a placard. And here is a stratigraphy at Bighorn Canyon. Got sandstone, mudstone, gypsum, shale, limestone, dolomite, calcareous shale, metamorphic rocks, and yes, in geology there is unconformity. Now I think looking at the stratigraphy back there, I was just mentioning to Keeley that it's the very top of the canyon where the Jurassic and Tertiary would be, which would probably be about where the KT boundary would be, where the iridium is, and that would be where the asteroid hit, of course, near Mexico, and aided in killing off the dinosaurs. It's starting to get a little windy here too. But that's cool. This is just, it's so nice to like a miniature version of the Grand Canyon. Oh, there goes a boat. See the boat down there. So here's a placard of some of the raptors. Golden eagles. I don't know if there's any bald eagles up here. The winged hunters of Bighorn Canyon. And then, blueprint of a hunter. I don't know if you want to be around here when they're starting to think, what's for dinner? Okay, I think that's just about going to wrap it up here. I think we're going to get a move on, but I think instead of seeing too much here, I think we're going to try to stay here in Bighorn Canyon National Recreation Area. Here's a display for the Bighorn, the canyon's namesake. Bighorn sheep. I have been in Anza Borrego, out in California. In fact, when I went digital, from doing slides to doing digital photography, that was one of the first places I went. So the desert bighorns would be the cousins of these bighorns. But the bighorns that we saw here haven't developed their famous horns yet. So where we call them rams. So here I am at what they call the Devil Canyon Overlook now. I'm looking north, and that water down there, I don't know how dark that's coming out. I might get my other camera out to see if I can get some better exposures. But that's going north, more into the recreation area. But this is definitely national park quality, so I'm gonna go around here. There's some caves. It just looks absolutely beautiful here. You almost have to go to Canyonlands National Park to just about see anything like this. And this is out, we're definitely out in the middle of nowhere, if you want to call it that, in Wyoming. And what's nice about this area is Keely and I are the only ones here. There's nobody else here. No other, we are tourists, but there are no other tourists. I hear another car. But this is looking north, and once in a while you probably, if you've seen some of this on YouTube, you probably see a boat coming down, because that is a lake. It's not necessarily part of a river. And again, I don't know how the exposure is going to come out. Let's see here. I might even have to adjust my tripod. The rock face is, some of it's a deep red, reddish brown. We saw right off to the side of the road coming up here some pronghorn sheep. Here I am at another vantage point. It must look like to Keely that I'm gonna fall off of this thing, but no, I've got about 10 feet in front of me. Right over there is where I was taking the first pictures. And I'm gonna get my other camera too and see if I can do some more handheld. But look at this. I see a lot of other people on YouTube coming into this park and just going past this whole area, not even stopping here. It's almost criminal not to. Those are probably 300, maybe 400 or 500 foot cliffs. And I imagine that water's pretty deep. This is amazing. This is like a once in a lifetime experience. There's Keely. Got to watch some of these plants around here because they've got these spikes sticking out. I would imagine in the summertime it gets pretty hot up here. Let's even out this horizon here. There we go. You know what now if I get the if I bring that in, I might change the exposure, but it might not come in so dark. There's the guardrail. Here's the red wall on the other side of the canyon. Now let's go over here. Go down a little ways. Now they have guardrails on here in the perimeter of this area, but there are areas where you can go out, and again, I'm staying about 10 feet, at least 10 feet back from the edge of the canyon. Now over here, as I'm looking more southeast, is the real amazing area where the horseshoe bend comes in, where actually Devil Canyon comes in to Bighorn Canyon. So I'm not even there yet. Okay, so here's one. Here's where the guardrail goes right up to the edge of the canyon. So I'm going to go straight down here. There you go. There's the guardrail. That's looking just about straight down. And I might say river, or I might say lake. It really technically is a lake down there. But it is part of the Bighorn River. Not the Little Bighorn. The Little Bighorn is on the other side of the Bighorn Mountains. And we're going to get to the other side here. Now here again, I think this is Devil Canyon coming in. And again, the camera's pretty much looking straight down. And we'll go to where the horseshoe bend is, but this is part of it, and that's Bighorn Canyon coming in. This is what I really wanted to come out here and see. This was one of the whole reasons for this trip. So this is definitely well worth it. And again, I'm not going to go on the other side of the guardrail here. There's a reason why they have the guardrail. And the nearest to this kind of scenery that I've been to Dead Horse Point State Park in Utah, as it overlooks the same kind of horseshoe into the Green River, into Canyonlands National Park. This is real reminiscent of the Southwest, not the West. It's a little breezy up here, but that's okay. Let's see, oh, there's Keely. There's Keely, she's waving. I already got the cautionary speech about getting too close. I'm getting a lot of angles in here because you see something this spectacular, and of course, you got to start thinking, gee, am I ever going to be around here again? Probably, I would imagine probably not. This may be the only time in my life that I see this area. This is just absolutely spectacular. You really got to come up here if you get a chance. It's almost looking straight down. Oops. These walls could even be up to 1,000 feet in height. It's really hard to estimate. And you can see the layers in the rocks. And you have to assume that the layers underneath are much older than the layers on top. Not sure what kind of if this is a lot of sandstone, or I don't think it's granite. I know up here in, we're actually in Montana. When you drive up here from Lovell, you're in Wyoming, and then at some point you hit the Montana border. So we're actually in Montana right now. There's a lot of dinosaur locations up here. What they say in Montana is you need to stop at some of these dinosaur locations because the dinosaurs did too. Keely was asking me about the different coloring in the water, if it was algae. So again, this is a lake. It's part of a lake up here. Not probably originally a river, but given the depth of the water, it's probably algae. And over in some of the cracks up there, you can actually see caves, and she mentioned that birds were going in and out. It's always good to have two sets of eyes instead of just one, because you actually will see more things. Now I'm getting close to the point where I can actually get a panorama of the bend in here. So I'm going to go to the right of here and see what I can get. So I'm up here closer to the bend. Now there's a natural arch down here, and I know some people have actually gotten down there and looked through the arch, and I don't think the pictures there are really all that spectacular. You would think so, but I'm probably not going to go there. Probably would scare Keely half to death. But it doesn't mean that I can't stay up here high and get some good pictures, and I'm going to get the other camera out too. I want to get as much as I can on video.
We're at sea levels. Is that?
We moved from sea
I was going to say, oh, did you? From where? Is there electric? Yeah. Is there? Yeah. I saw.
So I'm up here closer to the bend. Now there's a natural arch down here, and I know some people have actually gotten down there and looked through the arch, and I don't think the pictures there are really all that spectacular. You would think so, but I'm probably not going to go there. Probably would scare Keely half to death. But it doesn't mean that I can't stay up here high and get some good pictures, and I'm going to get the other camera out too. I want to get as much as I can on video.
We're at sea levels. Is that?
We moved from sea
I was going to say,
levels.
oh, did you? From where?
And if you look over here, there's four. I think these are pronghorns. No, they might, you know what? I bet they're mountain goats. I don't know if you can see them or not. Yeah, there they are. These are probably mountain goats. I don't think they're pronghorns. Or they could be desert sheep. There's other people around here, so they could be bothering them. So they're not running off in a panic or anything like that. They're just, so to speak, getting out of town here.
Which way do you want to go?
But they're sure neat to watch.
You're going to walk right in.
So this is about as close as I'm going to get to the horseshoe bend. And I think when we leave here, as we go out, I think there really is a horseshoe bend around here. This is quite spectacular. Now the sun is coming in from the east because it's still about almost 11 o'clock. If we were midday, the rocks would be illuminated really well. They're illuminated on our side pretty well.